The forests of the Pacific Northwest were a place of legend. Stories of an enormous, elusive creature that lurked in the shadows had been passed down for generations. But to Nathan and his friends, it was just that, a legend. They were there to camp, hike, and enjoy nature, not to search for myths. The group had set up camp deep in the woods, miles away from the nearest trail. By the time nightfall came, the air was thick with silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The fire crackled, and the faint scent of pine hung in the air. As the group sat around the fire, they laughed and shared stories. But a nagging feeling tugged at Nathan's gut. Something wasn't right. The usual nighttime sounds of the forest were all absent. It felt as though the woods had gone mute. "Hey, did you guys hear that?" Nathan asked suddenly, his voice low. The others fell silent, straining their ears. At first, there was nothing. But then, far off in the distance, came the sound of something heavy moving through the trees, too heavy for a deer or any other common animal. "Probably a bear," said Tom, trying to dismiss the feeling creeping up his spine. But Nathan wasn't convinced. He felt it, a presence, something watching them. The sound grew louder, and then, out of the corner of his eye, Nathan saw movement in the shadows between the trees. A massive shape, its form barely visible in the dim light. It was too big to be a bear, too broad to be any other animal. Nathan's heart raced. He wasn't imagining it. It was real. "Let's go inside the tent," Nathan said, his voice shaking. "Now." The group scrambled to pack up, but before they could move, a low, guttural growl filled the air. It wasn't the sound of a bear, nor any animal they had ever heard. It was deep, vibrating through the ground beneath them. A massive figure emerged from the trees, its silhouette terrifyingly large. It stood upright, towering over them, an ape-like creature covered in thick, matted fur. Its eyes glowed faintly in the firelight, pale and unblinking. "Run!" shouted Nathan, but it was too late. The creature lunged with terrifying speed, its hands reaching for them. Tom, in his panic, tripped over a log, and the creature grabbed him with one massive hand, lifting him off the ground effortlessly. Nathan turned and bolted, adrenaline fueling his legs as he sprinted through the trees. He dared not look back, but the sound of heavy footsteps followed, each one closer than the last. He stumbled and fell, his flashlight rolling away from him, casting eerie, flickering shadows on the trees. Nathan's breath came in ragged gasps. He knew he couldn't outrun it. But maybe, just maybe, he could survive. Then, from behind, he heard something that froze his blood. A voice, too low and distorted to be human, whispered his name. Nathan. He didn't dare turn around. Instead, he ran faster, knowing that this wasn't a hunt, it was a game. And Bigfoot was the hunter.